And we are into the final hour of today's program. Well, three-day eventing is the ultimate test of horse and rider. It's a sport which attracts people from all walks of life. And of course, Australian riders and their horses have an outstanding record in three-day events at both international and Olympic level. Well, last weekend, Craig Willis travelled to picturesque Wandin, which is just outside of Melbourne, for the cross-country leg of the Wandin Horse Trials.
It's rapidly gaining a place as one of the major events on the Australian equestrian calendar. But it is much more than that. The event is where it all begins for Australia's future at international and Olympic level. Olympian Andrew Hoy has been a regular here for years.
It is where it starts. I know with my Olympic horses, well, Darian Powers, who I rode in Atlanta this year, 3 years ago was the first time that I actually rode him here. So this is the starting point for everyone who's hoping to get to Sydney. If the horses aren't already up and running in advanced level, some of the younger horses are possible horses.
Out on the course, early morning showers had given way to a persistent downpour. It does little to dampen the enthusiasm of the competitors. They're a pretty tough breed, but it can make things a little dodgy. The course is spectacular. The designer is Captain Mark Phillips.
I actually try and make it testing for the riders and as safe as you possibly can for the horses. You know, there's a lot of sort of thought goes into the sighting of the fences and the materials used and the construction of the fences and the profiles of the fences to try and make them really as horse-friendly as possible so that the horse has got every opportunity to get his legs out of the way, but at the same time testing the skill of the rider, and that's what it's all about.
The good captain puts a lot into equestrian events all over the world, including acting as a judge. He has a high opinion of Australia's equestrian talents.
Well, anybody who thinks the Australians aren't a force to be reckoned with should have been in Atlanta. You know? As I say, they were out of sight. We couldn't get anywhere near them. Whether Wayne Roycroft inspired them or what, I don't know, but they were just unbelievable.
But why are we so good at winning events like back-to-back Olympic Games?
That's an interesting question, and I think because over a period of years, the Australians have started off riding in pony club and around the family properties for a lot of them. I remember as a kid when I was galloping horses at pony club and going off on trail rides, friends and I used to chase kangaroos out of the bush and try and catch up with them and grab hold of their tail and tip them over. And so it's things like that that I think have helped me, and also I did a little bit of rodeo work, I did camp drafting, I've done all forms of riding as well as riding at the Royal Shows.
Ian Stark is another of the world's top competitors.
But I think the standard has improved over the years. It's 3 years since I was last here, and looking at the horses today, I mean, even in these wet conditions, the horses and the riders are going very well. So I think it's getting better and better, and it's always a great help, you know, for the team win gold medals. It gives everyone such a big incentive, and people go out and work harder at it, so it's good.
The sport is tough, demanding, exhausting, and at times dangerous. But they keep coming back for more. Andrew Hoy can't wait for the Sydney Olympics.
I would love to be able to ride at Sydney and ride in front of the home crowd. That would be fabulous.
Mark Phillips will also be in Sydney as manager of the American team, which won silver in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've just had my contract renewed through to Sydney, which is nice, and I'm excited about that, although I was under quite a lot of pressure to go back and work in England. But the Americans have been very, very loyal to me, and I'm sort of looking forward to working with them now through to Sydney.
Wandin's place as a top-level event is well established. The young riders of tomorrow are aiming high. Wandin is just the beginning. Craig Willis for Sportsworld.
Thank you, Craig, and we chat with a very, very talented young Australian women golfer after the break in Kari Webb.